Hello everyone, I am Reena Kumari, Assistant Professor English, Government Girls College, Para. Our today's e-lecture for class BA part 3rd, and it contains the poem Break, 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 written by Alfred Lord Tennyson. Dear students, as we know, our first paper, Poetry and Drama, consists 5 units, and in the first unit of our first paper, the first poet is Alfred Lord Tennyson, and we have 2 poems of Tennyson in our syllabus. The first poem, as we have read before, The Lotus Eaters, and the second poem is Break, 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 written by Alfred Lord Tennyson. Then this is our e-lecture about the poem Break, Break, Break. Just have a look on the slide, and the poem entitled Break, Break, Break is finest lyric of Tennyson, and it was first published in his collection The Poems in 1842. It was inspired by the death of poet's friend Arthur Henry Hallam. Means Tennyson has a friend, Alfred Lord Tennyson has a friend, Arthur Henry Hallam, and he was dead. And Tennyson was in great sadness because of the death of his friend. He wrote this poem, Break, 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 in as elegiac strain. The scene of the poem is Clavendon Church, situated on lonely hill by the side of Bristol Channel. Means this is the situation, this is the scene of the poem. The name of the church, Clavendon Church, situated on the lonely hill by the side of Bristol Channel. And in 1833, this poem, his friend died in 1833, and he wrote this poem on the lamentation of his friend's death, Arthur Henry Hallam, and this poem was published in his collection of the poems, namely Poems in 1842. And the scene of this poem is Clavendon Church. And where is Clavendon Church situated? It is situated on the lonely hill by the side of Bristol Channel. In this church, his friend Arthur Hallam was buried, and this poem is in form of elegiac lyric and taken from his Elegy in Memoriam 1950. And dear students, first of all of you, please open your book and open the text of this poem like this. Okay, this is the poem Break, Break, Break. This slide contains the text of the poem Break, Break, Break. It is of 16-line poem having divided into 4 stanzas of having 4 lines. Now we will read this poem according to the stanzas. Means the first 4 line, after the second stanza of 4 to 8, and third stanza 8 to 12, and fourth stanza 13 to 16. Okay, get ready for the explanation of first stanza. As I am reading, Break, Break, Break. Okay, dear students, open the text in your book, and along with you carry on with the video. Okay, now have a look on the first stanza, means first 4 lines of this poem. Break, break, break on thy cold grey stones, O sea, and I would that my tongue could utter the thoughts that rise in me. Here in second line, O sea. O sea means here Tennyson addresses to the sea directly, addresses to the sea, means here sea is personified. So we can say that the literary term personification, literary device personification is used here by Tennyson for the sea. Let's have a look on the at the explanation of first stanza of this poem. If you are to write explanation, then you can start your explanation as from reference. These lines have been taken from Alfred Lord Tennyson's short lyric poem, namely Break, Break, Break. This is the poem of 16 lines, and following is the explanation of first stanza, first 4 lines of the poem. The poet is in a sad mood. Means, what is the mood of poet in this poem? The poet is in a sad mood because he laments upon the death of his friend. He sits at the Clavendon church where his friend was buried. So, the mood of the poet is sad. He is in deep sorrow. He is thinking about the premature death of his friend Arthur Henry Hallam. Premature death means his friend died early. He sits on the grave of his friend on lonely hill looking at the Bristol Channel, because he sits at the Clavendon Church, and Clavendon Church situated by the side of Bristol Channel. So he sits at the Bristol Channel. Sits on the grave of his friend on lonely hill and looking at the Bristol Channel. Poet is in deep sorrow and he looks at the sea waves striking to the shore, and there are many thoughts arising in the poet's heart, but he could not able to express his feelings. What kind of feelings? The feelings of grief and disappointment rising in the heart of the poet. Then the poet wishes to give the words to his feelings, but the thought in poet's mind are so deep that no words can express them. Means he has a deep sorrow in his heart. So there is no word to express his excessive grief on the death of his premature death of his friend Arthur Henry Hallam, that no word can express them. So the poet feels helpless like the sea whose waves raise and strike against the seashore with the great force. And the second stanza of the poem means from line 2, 5 and 8. Oh well for the fisherman's boy that he sought with his sisters at play. Oh well for the sailor's lad that he sings in his boat on the bay. In the second stanza, line number 5 to 8. In these lines, he compares himself with a fisherman's boy and young sailor. He says that a fisherman's boy plays with his sister. He shouts loudly with joy. By his shouting, he expresses his feeling of joy and happiness. And further he says that the young sailor's lad means boy, okay, young sailor's boy is fortunate, means both. He gave 2 example. First example of fisherman's boy and second is the young sailor's boy. Both are happy because they can express their feelings. They are fortunate because he can sing happily in his boat, means sailor can sing happily in his boat. Fisherman's boy can play happily with his sister. So both are happy person, both are fortunate person, because they can express their joy and happiness, their feeling by singing. And both fisherman's boy are able to express their feelings. but the poet feels so sorry because he cannot express his feeling of grief in the words. Okay. And the third stanza of the poem, line number 9 to 12, that and the stately sheep go on to their heaven under the hill, but oh, for the touch of vanished hand and the sound of the voice that is still. And this is the third stanza of the poem, line number 8 to 12. Let's have a look on the explanation of the third stanza of the poem from line number 8 to 12. Okay. This poem is a short pathetic lyric in which the the poet means Tennyson tells about his past. Three different kind of images are presented in this stanza. First, the image of the activity first and second of joy, means image of activity. First he present the activity image of activity, and second he present the image of joy, and third present the image of peace, means the image of activity, joy and peace. So in this lyric he tells about his past, and three different kind of images are presented in this poem, break, break, break. The last image of peace is presented by the stately ships move towards a resting place. The poet observes majestic ships returning from their long voyages, and it reminds him his dead friend Hallam, Arthur Henry Hallam, who is never come back to him. Now the poet thinks that he can never heard his voice, can never enjoy the company of his friend Eva. But the poet wishes to hear him and enjoy his company. And this is the third stanza of the poem. And fourth and the last stanza of the poem, line number 13 to 16. Break, break, break at the foot of thy crags, O sea, but the tender grace of the day that is dead will never come back to me. Means from line number 12 to 16, these are the concluding lines of the Tennyson's short pathetic lyric entitled Break, Break, Break. He is sitting near the grave of his friend Arthur Henry Hallam. The poet observes the waves of sea. In these lines, poet again observes the sea wave striking against the shore, as he observes in first stanza. The first line of the poem also begins with the word break, 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 and the last stanza also with break, break, break. He thinks of the tender beauty of those days when his friend was alive, and the poet gives contrast between the human and nature. He says human life is transitory. Transitory means a short living. Human life is a transitory, like a bubble, and nature is lasting. And nature repeats itself, but one human joy past never returns. Means, but once human joy past never returns. Means the joy of human life can never returns if it is past. Similarly, the poet will never enjoy the tender beauty of the day which he spent with his friend, when he says at the last, but the tender grace of the day that is dead will never come back to me. And these are the concluding line of this sonnet. Then now student, this is the our explanation of the poem, line to line explanation of the poem with your text. And if you are asked like the following question, as we see in our on our screen, write a critical appreciation of Tennyson's poem Break, Break, Break. Then when we are asked as to write critical appreciation, we cannot write as only a line to line explanation of the poem. Here we need to write about the some literary devices are used, if some rhetorical devices are used, or about the language of the poem, about the subject matter of the poem, about the means totally the critical appreciation is not only a text explanation, not only a line to line explanation. So when we are asked as write a critical appreciation of Tennyson's poem Break, 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 then we have to write our answer like that as follows. The first answer of this question, and the first point is introduction. It is a short elegy, means Break, Break, Break. The poem is a short elegy. Elegy means a poem written on the lament upon the death of some near and dear one. And the poem is written in a deep grief. He laments on the death of Arthur Henry Hallam, and he is unable to express his thought of grief. This is fine poem having much literary qualities as follows. Means Tennyson uses following literary qualities in his short elegiac lyric. The first quality of this lyric is pictorial quality of the poem, means pictorial qualities. The poem reveals the poet as a great artist and a singer. It has good pictorial effect. The poem has a simplicity and spontaneity, and some verse make the grief real when he says, "Oh well," and "but oh," like that verse. Okay. The second point of the critical appreciation of this poem is use of alliteration. Alliteration means, what is the alliteration? Alliteration means the repetition of consonantal sound in the line. The poem reveals the poet as a great artist and singer. In line number 6, 8, 9, 10, 12 and 15, we see much use of alliteration when he says that the line of the poem, "But the tender grace of day that is dead will never come back to me." Here is the repetition of sound D, consonantal sound D in the word day and dead. So we can say here is the use of alliteration. And like this, the line number 6, 8, 9, 10, 12, 15 are the example, fine example of the use of alliteration. The third point is fine phrases in the poem. The poem is melodious in the tone, and some words and phrases make his grief real. For example, well for, oh well, used for the images of joy. Means here Tennyson uses the fine phrases in the poem like well for, oh well, as we see on our screen. The next point is poets find imagery in the poem. Imagery means like the pictorial imagery. We see three different kinds of images in the poem. We see the different kind of the images in the poem in the second stanza. Second, third means in all our poem we can find the three type of images. First, the image of activity, second the image of joy, and third is the image of peace. Image of activity means when fisherman's boy plays with his sister, it shows the image of activity, and when the sailor's lad sings with the joy in his boat, it presents the image of joy, and when stately ships moving towards a resting place means London's ship moving towards a resting place, stately ship, this presents the image of peace. And next point is the feeling of pathos in the lyric. Poet's mood is in deep sorrow, and this lyric is expression of his grief, and simplicity of language make it charming lyric. And the next point of our critical appreciation of the poem break is element of nostalgia in the poem. Nostalgia मतलब reminiscences. When Tennyson remember his dead friend Arthur Henry Hallam. So this is the element of nostalgia in the poem. And this lyric is a true record of the emotion of the poet. Emotions of deep grief due to the death of his friend Arthur Henry Hallam, and it comes direct from the heart of the poet, means the words of the poem break comes directly from the heart of the poet, because he was in great lamentation, he was in great grief because of the death of his friend. So the emotion of deep grief due to the death of his friend Arthur Henry Hallam, and it comes directly from the heart of the poem, and it has personal emotion of Tennyson. Now our poem is completed here. Okay, dear students, and we have read the two poem of Tennyson. First, as we have seen in our previous lecture, the Lotus Eaters, and second poem is Break, and this is your assignment. Every students, each and every student are, means it's a request to you all that please prepare the assignment in your notebook and show it on your WhatsApp group also. Okay, and this is the assignment for BA part 3rd. The question of our assignment is write the explanation of the following extracts within 150 words, and following are the 4 extracts taken from Tennyson's poem, from the both poems Lotus Eaters and Break. Please recognize these extracts and write down the explanation of these extracts. Okay, dear students, I hope you are enjoying your studies, and best of luck for your studies, and get ready for the next video. Have a nice day. Bye.